to all my friends and my respected lecturers, Madam Masnira. So I am from Group 4 and I am presenting the first question, that is the unemployment rate for monthly basis in Malaysia from October 2019 to May 2020. So here I am, Haris Izzuddin, will present to you all of it. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. So now on the current slide, we can see the table of the month, all of the 8 months from October 2019 to May 2020, and all of this information I get according to tradingeconomics.com/Malaysia/unemployment rates. So as we can see here, for the first month, that is the October 2019, the rate is 3.2. Moving on to the next month, November 2019, the rates are 3.2. And then there are some slight increase on it, December 2019 to 3.3. And then moving on to January 2020, there are some decrease on it to 3.2. And then to the next month, February 2020, there are some increase to 3.3. And then we can see on March 2020, there are major increase from 3.3 to 3.9. And then moving on to the next one, there are also very major increase from 3.9 to 5 on the April 2020. And moving on to the last one that we get, that is the May 2020, that is 5.3. So let's see the detail on the next slide. So on the next slide, we can see there are bar chart and the line graph that I make. So here we can see, so let's see the trend. So the trend, as we can see here, the trend from October 2019 to February 2020, the trend is, we call sideways, where there are some like slight increase and then there are slight decrease on it. From, as we can see, the range of difference is like 0.1 on this, from 3.2 to 3.3. But we can see there are, as I want to say, there are very major increase on March 2020 to May 2020. As we can see, there are 3.9, from 3.9 until 5.3. That there are a very big number increase on it. So this is because on 17 March 2020, according to study that I get, Malaysia government has declared movement control order in all states in Malaysia, that make some sector cannot produce product, cannot provide services, and so they cannot gain some profit, they cannot gain some income or some any profit. So let's see the fact that I get from internet. So the highest unemployment rate for Malaysia was recorded at 7.4% in 1986. And next one is the rates of unemployment on March 2020 to May 2020 is increased because of some entrepreneurs cannot make their business to work on the MCO, on the movement control order, and some farmers also cannot go out to see their farm, and that make them to lose or to fail to get their income, or fail to get their daily income. So as for my conclusion, I want to say that from October 2019 to February 2020, we success until March 2020, we success to get microeconomic goals, that is want to get unemployment rate below 4%. But starting on April 2020, we have break the resistance from the resistance to 5, and then move on to the next one, we break the resistance to 5.3. So yeah, we fail to get on the second quarter report of 2020, but we managed to success our macroeconomic goals on first quarter on 2020, which is we get below 4%. So that is me, Haris, from Group 4. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning to our madam, which is Madam Masnira. So today I would like to present my topic assignment, which is effect of unemployment during MCO to individuals, firms, and governments, with my partner Muhammad Syarul Halim bin Ahmad. Okay. So now let's we go to the first of all. The point is effect to the individuals during the MCO. So the first point is the individual will have financial crisis such as not get salary because does not work or been employed. So when the individual does not work, how can they get have a money because they will not get salary because they have not worked. So when they have does not have money, they will not have demand. They could not spend their money to buy the goods or services. Next point is it will affect the individual health because when we does not have money, we will could not afford our basic needs such as foods and many more. So when we does not have food, we will get mental stress and depression such as how can we need to buy our food because we have does not have money. So when we gain the mental stress and depression, it will affect our individual heart, which is makes our heart becomes not healthy and lead us to get a lot of diseases. And now for the last point, when the individual does not have work or become unemployment, it will lead the individuals to become poverty. This is because when we does not have money, we will become poverty because we could not. How can we can to pay our rents for our car, house, and many more? So as you look at this graph, we can see from the July 2019 until January 2020, the rate of employment normal does not have a lot of changes until it reached to the May 2020 when the COVID-19 has raised. The rate of the employment raised until 3.9 and raised more higher until 5% and 5.3%. So from this, we can conclude that during the MCO, there's an employment in our country increase. Next, for the point is effect to the firms. So when for the first one is low in consumer spending, which is mean fall in demand for goods or services. So when I told earlier, when the individuals does not work and does not have money, how can they have money to spend in the for their goods or services? So this will make result in fall in demand for goods or services. Then when the goods or services does not been sold and fall in demand, how can the firm gain the profits, revenue and sale because the goods and services does not been sold. So the goods and services will become waste because they does not been buy by the citizens. So they will not gain the profits. And next, it will lead to more redundancy because the company will stop all their a lot of their workers in the firm because it have a lot of losses and could not pay their money to the workers. And lastly, it will lose skill labor for industries. This is because when a lot of workers in the firm have been stopped, they will lost a lot of skill labor, and this will affect to the firm become could not run their business smoothly and efficiently. So the firm will gain a lot of losses. Now for the next slide, I will pass to my partner Muhammad Syarul Halim to continue elaborate to the effect to the government.
Okay, thank you, my partner Aiman. Let's move to the effect to the government. Okay, first point is loss in government revenue obtained from personal tax. It is because the seller will not get any profit or money. This cause the seller will not pay the personal tax to the government. Next, reduce development activities of the economy. Uh, the government do not carry out development as always that they do activities to the economy. Okay. Next, lead to slow economy growth and low output. For the example, Malaysian prevent foreign tourists from entering the country, and only the Malaysian can only the travel in Malaysia. It is because the effect of the COVID-19 in the Malaysia is increased. Okay, next, increase government spending to help citizen in the country. Uh, for the example, the government give assistance money to the people. For example, 1 August, Malaysian age 18 and above can receive as much as RM50 ringgit from the e-wallet application. Okay, uh, the last point is increase in inequality. It is because could not balance the objective of macroeconomics. It is because the inequality which not do the government. Okay, that's all from me and Aiman. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So today my name is Muhammad Faris Irfan bin Nasri. So today I will talk about government initiative during MCO and COVID-19. So the first, this is the three government initiative during COVID-19 and MCO. So the first initiative is moratorium. So moratorium is a delay or suspension of an activity or a law. So recently the government has decided to do moratorium automatically for 6 months from April to September because of this COVID-19 and MCO. So recently the government state that this moratorium might extend another 3 months for those who are unemployed. So those who have fixed income with deferment payment of term loan or hire purchase loan, people will get access liquidity or cash, so they can use this money to spend and purchase. So indirectly it will support our economy. So the next is reduction of statutory contribution rate APF. The government has established savings scheme for employees of the organised sector. So the normal contribution of APS is normally 11%. But during this MCO and COVID-19 pandemic, the contribution rate has going down from 11% to 7%. But for those who are for those who want to remain the 11% contribution, they may file in the Calvary SP 1117A form and submit it through employer. So the government also allow individual to withdraw 500 ringgit per month because to support and reduce the burden for those who are being affected by COVID-19. So the next is financial schemes. So recently the government has allocated around 500 million to the Ministry of Health to buy equipment to preventing the outbreak. So the government also give special allowance to doctors, nurse and medical personnel involved directly in curbing and preventing the outbreak. So the government also provide a special monthly allowance to military, police, custom, immigration, firefighters, civil defence force and RELA members. Those who are we call as frontliner around 200 ringgit per month, and the government also give Bantuan Nasional Prihatin BPN to reduce individual burden during the MCO, especially for the B40 categories. So I think that's all from me. Thank you.